And yet I think of a lady in Peking in communist China. She was China's top lady surgeon, a brilliant surgeon with hands full of skill. And when they found out she was a Christian, they set her to cleaning out the toilets in that hospital in Peking. And she cleans them out with a smile on her face, and she says, "My toilets are the cleanest in communist China." She's understood the biblical attitude to work. My spiritual grandfather was Samuel Chadwick. I mean by that my father owed more to him than anyone for his faith, and I have inherited something from Samuel Chadwick. How many of you know the name? Quite a few. Principal of Cliff College. When he was a teenage boy, he went to a church one night, and the preacher really preached the gospel, and he made a decision for Christ that night. The next morning, his father gave him his boots to clean, and they were as filthy as usual, covered with caked mud. And Samuel Chadwick, with a rather disgruntled spirit, began to scrape the mud off and give him a bit of a brush, and then he put them down. And as he put them down, a horrible thought struck him. Would I have cleaned them that way if Jesus was going to wear them today? And he picked them up again, and he brushed and he polished until he could see his face in the toe caps. And Samuel Chadwick says, that was my real conversion that morning. Not my decision the night before. I was really converted to Jesus, cleaning my dad's boots the following morning. And Monday was the best day of his life. Are you hearing what I'm saying? There is a road sweeper in Leeds who every morning takes his brush and shovel into an empty but open Church of England, and he goes up to the communion rail and puts his brush and shovel against the rail and he prays. Do you wonder that they're the cleanest streets in Leeds? That tennis player who's seated 8th, Sandy, he said, I gave the Lord my tennis so that, well, as he said, so much of his waking life was spent in tennis that if the Lord didn't get that, most of his life was going to be kept from the Lord. So now he's playing for the Lord. And I can just imagine Sandy doing a real good drop shot and saying, do you see that, Lord? Wasn't that great? This is a totally new way of approaching work. We're fogged by the fact that we have so many choices of job today. 100 years ago, if your dad was a cobbler, you'd be a cobbler. If your dad went down the pit, you'd go down the pit. Now young people are confronted with such a choice. There are whole books written, careers for boys, careers for girls, so that we've got a distorted view of Christian vocation. Let me get back to the biblical view. Your vocation is not what you do, it's how you do it. That's the Christian calling to which you were called.